Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions shifting back to mildly bullish. Had a constructively bullish day on Friday on the S&P. We'll take a look at that. Internals still strengthening, still weak, but stabilizing and strengthening. At least we haven't seen any aggressive selling. We haven't seen real solid buying. A confirmation bar on Friday, and we'll go through that as I mentioned. Momentum is moving the other direction now. We've gone from this extreme level over here. Now we're moving back up this direction, and overall working on this real long base. Essentially, this chart here is 1 year, and we haven't done a whole lot. Just been inside this range for the most part for the last year, and that's and that could be shifting here. It's going to shift at some point, either up or down, and so far it's building some momentum towards the upside. That being said, we've been dealing with lots of bear market rallies over the last year, essentially, and so we still have to give a little bit of caution to that. Breadth still to the downside. Sentiment also a little bit too complacent. When it's up to this upper extreme range, it just means there is not a lot of fear in the market. And that's been the only real issue. We haven't seen real fear in the market to create some capitulation for kind of a blow-off type bottom. And we may or may not see that happen. Buy-sell ratios, we're seeing, as I mentioned last week, we've got this pattern here. We definitely could see we saw a little uptick on that move move the other day. We could see some rallying back up this direction as we work ourselves back towards this line, and then ultimately a new crossover point here. Crossover meaning that we go back to where green is above on top like that. Then you get bulls in control. Right now we still have bears in control, and that can create some false breakouts. Confirmation moves don't work as solidly as they should or typically do. And if you're finding that, the reason why is probably that we're still in this downside here. But this extreme, when we start to see this wide, that's just not a sustainable move, and we typically see a bounce of some kind, if not a full reversal off of those kind of lows. Sentiment also showing that same idea. I talked about this halfway point where we may run into some resistance here on any rallies. If we can blow right through that and start to head back up towards the upper range of that, we could see a real constructive bullish shift higher. New buy list. Not seeing that. One of the things that you can do on the software is just untoggle the signals here. If you just like to look at it as a traditional candlestick type pattern, you can do that right here, going from signals to short-term trend or just the traditional candlesticks. And so as we go through these new buys today, I'm just going to look at them like that, so you can see a little bit different perspective as the patterns are starting to move. We're still focused on this overall bullish profile. That's essentially the setup that you would like to see. That's the most ideal, is it's in a long-term trend. Short-term trend is shifted up, and it's also moved back up into that new buy signal, a new uptrend, or just a new current trend. A lot of these stocks in this list have good confirmation bars here. Campbell Soup, that's a nice looking pattern right here. Just this last 3 days right here is a traditional candlestick bullish reversal move, where you have one red bar that's down like this, and then you have an indecision day that looks like this, and then you have a confirmation day up the other direction, and you get that formation here, and then you're also getting some confirmation. So you can use additional studies, additional confirmation type studies for additional confirmation if you need it and if you want it, or using it in conjunction with a buy signal. In this case, if we do go back to signals, you can see we've had this overall signal. It dipped right back down to hold. That's why it's showing up in the new buy signal today. Good looking chart there on Campbell Soup, and a couple others to wind out that top list. There was another couple of home builders, I think it was in there, that I saw. This was Clorox. So we saw Campbell Soup, Clorox. Those consumer staple names are still doing well, and those are traditionally safe names recession type names for a reason, where people are buying soup and they're buying, soap and cleaning products, whether or not markets are in a recession or the economy's in a recession or not. So if you don't have full access to the site and software, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a great day today.